What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here again. Got another little quick review for you of a pretty cool knife. Before we get into it, this one was sent to me by Mr. Eddie. I'll go check him out on Instagram. It's Mr. Eddie _ 411. I'll have him linked down below. Y'all want to go check him out? He makes some cool knives and he's got a really cool collection. Also, before I get into it, Patreon. I just started one, so if you guys are feeling generous and really into the channel and want more exclusive content, check out Patreon. I'll have the link down below. If not, that's fine too. I appreciate it. All the tiers are the same, and kind of building it up a little bit. So I got to work on getting some content out there for Patreon. But if you're interested, links down below. It'll be down in the description for every video from now on. I really appreciate anybody that joins that. And without further ado, this is the EMP EDC Ronin. Really cool knife, man. I saw this. I've never handled an EMP EDC before, so I was not knowing what to expect as far as like fit to finish and kind of like the quality of it or how it would feel or whatever. But yeah, this one feels really nice. Really like this one. This one, and this is a spoiler alert, is definitely going in my most recommended knives playlist. So what you got with the Ronin is a really super unique blade. If I can front flip it the right way, man. There we go. And I could do the reach over. But super aggressive Tonto. Almost, and this might just be me, but almost kind of chisel-esque in the shape of the blade. I'm not saying it's chisel grind or the blade's chisel shape, but, the Tonto is so defined and almost forward that it's almost like a chisel. And really fat bottom on the handle, kind of reminiscent of a Strider, which is a knife that I've always wanted to check out. Haven't got the chance to yet, but yeah. So this is really unique knife. EMP EDC. I don't know who the OEM is. I know their stuff sells out really quick. I definitely know that for sure. That's pretty much all I know about them, other than a couple of the other knives, the Nimble X, the Relative. They have some pretty cool, pretty neat knives I'd like to check out at some point, and hopefully I'll get a chance to do that. But before we get into the details and all that good stuff on this one, go ahead and take a measurement of it. So if you look at it, measurement from the tip of the blade all the way to the butt of the handle, you're looking right at, I'd say just over 7.5, maybe 7 5/8, I'd say overall. Blade length, you're looking right at 3 inches if you go all the way back to where it meets with the handle scale there. And cutting edge, it's kind of hard to tell on this one. I'd say right at 3 1/8 for cutting edge. All right, so sorry, I cut the video for a second there, but yeah, pretty I don't know, I'd say almost a full size knife. Good. It's a pretty good size. It's just below my preferred size, but definitely definitely good. And for the uniqueness of it and everything, I definitely would be willing to look past the size of it. As far as my preferences go, anyway. So get out the calibers here. Blade stock thickness. I got 147 thousandths there. 145 there. And behind the edge, go all the way down right there. Comes down to about 21 thousandths. Let's check out this Tonto edge. Definitely thicker right there, it seems like. 38, 33. So, that's definitely a thicker towards the end on this side, but we'll go over why that's a good thing here in just a second. So under 1/2 inch for your handle, that's awesome. Good thing there, not too thick, not too thin. Go ahead and do size comparisons here. Get out the Doug Ritter Hogue RSK MK1, Hogue Deca. You can see this one's kind of right in between, really, but I mean more along the lines of the size of the Ritter Hogue, I'd say. All right, I mean the Ritter Hogue's got more cutting edge, but then again, you got that it is a Tonto too, so it's kind of hard to compare with that blade shape, but definitely a good amount of cutting edge. Get out the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and Spyderco Para 3. So you can see there, kind of more along the lines. Well, I mean, I don't say, probably closer to the Paramilitary 2, maybe, but definitely not as long as the Paramilitary 2, either way. And Ontario Nas Rat Model 1 and the Ontario Nas Rat Model 2. So kind of in between those as well. All right, size comparisons down. Let's check out the weight on this thing. Now, this thing feels pretty light. You got titanium on the handles. That's, I believe, milled out. Yeah, milled out. We would say around 3.5 inches overall blade length. Feels pretty nice. It feels pretty balanced. I mean, it's definitely heavy towards this butt side, but that actually makes sense in the case of this one. So I don't know. I'd venture to guess, feel the way it feels in hand, I'd say around 3, maybe 3.5 ounces at the most. Well, a little over 3.6. So yeah, I was thinking less than that, but yeah, that kind of goes to show you how it feels in hand. It feels, it even feels lighter than it is, and not bad blade to handle ratios. A little over the ounce an inch, but or blade to weight ratios. A little over the ounce an inch. Whatever they call it, old wives' tale. Whatever the ounce an inch is. That's a rule of thumb, I guess. Hardware check T8 on the pivot, T8 on that over travel stop screw, lock bar screw right there. T8 on the pocket screws. Hallelujah. And T8 on the regular body screws. So T8 all the way around. That's awesome, And check this thing out. Really cool looking pivot. Cool looking logo. EMP, every man's pocket knives. But what else do you notice? That's a captive pivot, right? So that's awesome. Hardware, I give it an A+ all the way around. Back spacer there to help keep shit out of the pocket, keep lint, stuff like that. Definitely a big fan of this knife for sure. Get out the old blue jeans here. See how it carries. All right, so looking at the blue jeans, looking at that, it's not exactly a deep carry clip, but it's pretty close, right? This is a milled titanium pocket clip, really nice clip. So, yeah, pretty close to deep carry. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. It's not like a whole lot sticking out there, so that's definitely a good thing. Carries very well. These, as far as materials go, you're looking at L-Max. Where's that? There it is. You got L-Max steel on the blade. It's running on washers, and you have titanium handles. So, and they're very milled out, as you saw earlier, the weight. This thing is an awesome knife all the way around. What I was talking about earlier with the tip, being a good thing that this edge isn't quite as thin, is because this, the hollow grind, right? It's a really deep hollow grind. So that's going to help you with your sliciness, whenever you're trying to slice through things. But this tip being the kind of almost chisel-esque, almost squared off shape that it is, really, really unique Tonto shape. Being the shape that it is, it will definitely be good. It definitely adds strength to the tip that this thing is so thick. It's a compound grind, right? So you got a hollow coming off flat, you got another hollow. So that's definitely a good thing. All right, sorry guys, I had to cut there for a second and go take care of something, but I think I was talking about the grind on it. Yeah, it's a super duper compound grind, a little thicker towards this side, so that's good. as far as like tip strength, you know, kind of helps stabilize that. And this hollow grind that goes down really thin down on this edge, that kind of helps, definitely helps with the sliciness of it. This thing is a super duper good little slicer, and that extra strength towards the tip definitely helps. So, all in all, man, this is, like I said earlier. I think I said earlier in the video anyway. Definitely going on my most recommended knives playlist. I really like this one. The LMAX steel, I can't remember. I think I already talked about that earlier in the review. I apologize if I repeat myself here. Like I said, I got cut off earlier and had to kind of do a little bit of editing. So hopefully it's not too big of a gap there to where you guys are like, what the hell is he talking about? But yeah, that LMAX is really good stuff. Definitely a premium steel, I would say, without a doubt. Handles, the texturing on here is super smooth. I like this, how they got this really fat towards the end, almost like a Strider, you know, kind of knife. It kind of looks like that. I've never felt one of those in hand, but that's definitely kind of the feel, you know, with the handle anyway. And then totally different, you know, with the blade. The fuller really helps out. Reverse finger flick, easy. The front flipper there, not, you know, it kind of pokes out a little bit, which was one thing that kind of, you know, kept me away from actually buying this knife at one point in time, was that front flipper, you know. But luckily there's Mr. Eddie, so, you know, I get to try out some really cool stuff without actually having to buy it. So you know, I'm glad I got to try this one out, because that pronounced front flipper kind of threw me off a little bit, you know. But it is definitely well placed, you know. Very easy to front flip, without a doubt, you know. Easy opening with that. You can even kind of do the reach over, you know, where you go over the top and pull it back like that, you know, which is something I'm not good at. I'm really not good with front flippers, so, you know, definitely good on that. Got a really cool gold pivot collar, which kind of accents that accents blah, blah, that really cool looking pivot design that I like from EMP. Every Man's Pocket. Kind of like an atomic looking thing, in my opinion anyway. I like how that clip goes with the lines on the handle, you know, on the titanium milled clip goes with that. That's really cool. Yeah, this is an awesome knife, y'all. Definitely gonna recommend this one. I think they run around 325, but they're not available as of the time of me putting this video out. But I'm sure that EMP is gonna make some more of these. So you know, definitely kind of keep your ear to the ground with that if you're interested in this. This is a really great knife. So yeah, that's about it, y'all. Appreciate everyone watching, everyone that subscribed to the channel. I think I mentioned it in the beginning, but if you're interested in helping support the channel, or, you know, like more content or whatever, I do have a Patreon I've been kind of working on a little bit. The link's down below if you want to check it out. And that's pretty much it. So appreciate you guys, and I will see you on the next one.